Um, Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I believe we can start our webinar now. Um, as you guys are aware, everyone is aware that our today's topic is future-ready finance skills and what finance leaders should master now. Before starting the webinar, I would like to uh, deliver two, three important messages for the IFA members and non-members who have joined. Please bear with us. Just after 5 minutes, we'll start the topic of the webinar itself. So as you guys are aware that we have a great range of regional networking events and webinars and conferences which help keep you up to date with the important issues in accounting, in finance, taxation, and also give you a valuable CPD hours and meet the requirements of the members. Um, if for the sake of non-members, if I give the introduction of IFA, um, so Institute of Financial Accountant was established back in 1916. The institute is internationally recognized professional accounting body, and IFA is also a full IFAC member body. IFA is the part of Institute of Public Accountants, which is IPA group. And this IPA group is the world largest SME focused accounting group, having more than 49,000 members and students across more than 100 countries. So our members work within small and medium enterprises and advising the on different level amongst there. Um, and As a professional accountancy body, our aim is to provide very best support and guidance to our members who operate within this arena. We are frequently tailoring policies and recommendation to meet the unique challenges and trading relationship associated with the small and medium enterprises. Um, as far as another topic which I want to deliver to the members, which is a kind of reminder on the renewal side. Already we have passed for the members basically who have joined from Institute of Financial Accountant side, IFS side. Their annual membership renewal is already overdue. So we request them to file their annual return, pay their annual membership fees, and also update their CPD record as early as possible. As I mentioned, the timeline has been passed. In case of any query, you can either contact myself or you can contact Saleha, who is assisting us in the renewal process. Uh, okay, now the moving to the next, we will be handing over to our speaker, Mr. Mudassir Farooq. Mr. Mudassir Farooq is a fellow member of ACCA and a member of ICAW, and he's having more than 17 years of experience in finance, leadership, advisory, and transformation. So thank you so much, Mudassir, for giving us your time today, and you are going to deliver on the topic today. And over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Salman. Good evening, everyone, and thank you, IFA, for the opportunity to speak with fellow professionals and members of the student body. The session today is titled Future Ready Finance Skills, what finance leaders and IFA members must master now, and what are the skill sets that they need to have in the future. So, in this regards, Sandy, can you please put the next slide? Before starting off the session, let us have a small reality check. And that reality check is that we must have seen around us, that the role of the finance is changing. And when I say it is changing, we are no longer um, the mandate has fundamentally changed. We are no longer required to be only keeping the historical records or for the data entry perspective. The organizations are expecting much for more from professional accountants. And this is where we need to enhance our skill sets and we need to be preparing ourselves for the future. So what stakeholders are looking right now, if we say it is the insight into the data and the numbers that we have. So modern finance professionals are expected to integrate artificial intelligence. They are expected to integrate robotics in different tools in order to enhance the reports or the work that they're doing on the daily basis. Now, this does not mean that all of a sudden we are going to become redundant as finance professionals, but we need to be proactive. We need to anticipate the risks and the opportunity that lie ahead of us, and then we need to make sure that we are on the correct side of the history. Sorry, can you go to the next slide, please? Now, if you can
Sorry,
see,
sorry, Mudassar, I'm interrupting here. For the
yes.
members, I believe many of the participants would have joined using my link. So might be you guys rather joining with my names if everyone can join using the meeting link and so that we can see who would have joined. Thank you.
Okay, can I continue?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Now, in order to navigate this shift successfully from being data keepers to being insight providers, today's session will be based on three things. So the first thing we are going to understand what are the roles for finance and how they're evolving. And the second step would be how we are going to identify the future skills which are required. And then the last point, we will see how can we apply those skill sets in our daily life. So the purpose that I want here is that I don't want you to leave the session thinking that this was an interesting talk, but the matter is that I want you to leave to knowing what needs to be done next. So what you should be doing next, or what are the steps that you need to take forwards. So, as we go through the session, I encourage you all to continuously ask yourself that what does this mean for my role? Because each one of us is individually placed in a unique role. So everyone needs to think about how this is going to impact them or how this is something they can use in the role in which they are right now. Can you go to the next slide, Saleh, please? Now, these are some of the stats that I collected online. As you can see, that the finance profession is growing itself. But beneath this growth, there lies a problem, which is hidden, or you can say that which is not coming to the forefront right now. Um, um, we need to highlight this problem and we need to see how we can do this. How can we overcome the shortage of the capabilities required for the future, uh, which for the future of for professionals in this field. So now, what are the clients demanding from the future accountants? They want better insights. They want assistance in faster decision making, and they want guidance on how can they mitigate the risks and how can they control the cash flows. How can they use the technology to enhance their ESG reporting, etc. So, what this means is that being an accounting professional and being a member of the IFA, the bar has been raised. So, and we need to meet that benchmark and we need to exceed it. In the digital era, we can say that competency is no longer relative. It has become absolute. And standing still uh, effectively means that we are going backwards. So there is no choice that we do not do anything about this one. Uh, there is a call to action, and we all need to make sure that we are taking action in some capacity in order to enhance our skill sets. Next slide, please. Let's have a quick poll among ourselves, and I want you to consider your daily responsibilities. What are you doing? Where are you spending the most of your time during your week? Uh, and just think about it. I'll give you a few seconds. Is it compliance and reporting? Are you spending time on advisory and insights? Are you spending time on technology and data? Or are you spending time on strategy and ESG? And I will inform you the reason why I'm asking you to do this poll. So just a few seconds and just think about this one, that where are you spending most of your time during the week? It's no judgment here. Like, I'm not going to make a judgment call here, but there's an important signal behind why I'm asking you this question. Mhm. And the reason why I'm asking you this question is that how you're spending your time today is going to give you the relevance of what you will be doing tomorrow. So, if most of your effort is still consumed by low value manual tasks, then development or redesign is required. Uh, because data entry and historic bookkeeping is going to become a thing of the past. Can you go to next slide, Saleh, please? Okay. Now this slide, it's summarizing the transformation of the finance role. Traditionally, finance was focused on historic record keeping, compliance, and reactive reporting. What is expected today, or what is expected from the modern realistic approach is that there should be real-time insights. There should be a proactive decision support and measurable value creation. And what is the purpose? Like, why is this happening? So the reason why this role is being shifted from being something which is from a historic bookkeeper to someone who is going to deliver the insights or going to assist in the decision making process is uh, because of the advent of digitalization and automation. Secondly, you have the regulations for the ESG regulations are coming up, and there are other regulations which require you to provide insight, future-looking insight. And third, the most important aspect is the shareholder or the stakeholders' expectations. Because business leaders want finance at the tables where they're taking the decisions. They want people who know the numbers, who have the data information available, because let's face it, finance professionals or finance departments in any organization are the people who have the story from starting to the end. And they are the people who can give you the best insight, and they are the people who can highlight you the risks before them. So the stakeholders or the shareholders do not want finance people just to be sitting in the back offices crunching the numbers. They want them sitting in the decision taking tables, and they want them to provide the required or the necessity steps or the necessity documentation and insight required for the decision taking to be done in the correct way. Now, if the finance people, professionals who will not adapt to this, first of all, they will be replaced. It's it's a saying now that AI is not going to replace finance people, but it will be the people who know AI are going to replace the accountants who don't know AI. So, like I've said before, staying still or not doing anything is like it's as if you're going backwards rather than even staying still at the same position. Now, let's put it in the cancer that you see. These are the skill gap challenges. If I ask you, what is the biggest barrier in your organization that is preventing the finance department from leveraging the technology or the data that they have effectively? It can be outdated systems, it can be lack of skills, it can be limited data access, or it can be resistance to change. I'll give you a few seconds here again, just to share your thoughts in the chat. Like, what are the biggest limitation factors that you guys see in your organizations or that you see in the profession in general terms? Then what is the reason why the finance professionals are not able to enhance the skill set required to enhance their capabilities? So I'll just give you a few seconds. If you want, just respond in the chat box, and we will take it up later after the session is finished. Sohaila, can we go to the next screen, please? Mm. Now, let's be very clear about something, and that is the professional accountants we have our technical credibility, and this credibility is based on the foundation of trust. So, and this trust was earned because of the mastery of the professionals in IFRS and the different local requirements, taxation expertise, compliance and audit controls. And let's be honest here that these things remain non-negotiable. And without this, the role of the accounting or the finance advisory collapses. But technically speaking, these skills alone are no longer enough. So if you do have the mastery of finance and taxation, this is not where it ends. Now there is requirement that you need to have digital awareness, and this is the new language which the finance professionals need to be speaking. You need to show your skill set that you are well aware of the technology which is being researched on or which is being implemented across the globe and in different places, and how these technologies can assist you within your organization. Now, having said this, it's a requirement that we become data scientists or we become programmers who can program different softwares or ERPs. But understanding of the data system, understanding of the new tools like how the BI is working, um, how you can leverage different tools which are available now to everyone online to help you enhance your decision making skills and at the same time to help your organizations to grow. Uh, in today's environment, credibility is built on the technical depth plus the digital fluency. So if you have masters in their respective fields, you are required that you need to have the technical know-how as well of what are the tools available to you in the market and how you can leverage them in your day-to-day activities. Well, let's demystify the technology. There are many common words which we hear around us. Some of them are mentioned in front of you, like one of them is rule-based automation. What this means is that it handles the repetitive tasks effectively. Uh, but the problem with rule-based automation is that it lacks the flexibility. So you tell the system to do something, and the system is doing this repetitive task without providing any enhancement to it or without giving you any further insights to what can be enhanced in this. The second thing is the artificial intelligence. Now, artificial intelligence is what is the next step forward? Because it identifies the pattern and it is making the predictions. So you have algorithms running around, and it is interpreting a vast set of data which is available to it through the internet, and it is then providing you the best available solution or the best next step which should be performed on this one. The third thing is the machine learning. Now, machine learning is something which improves over the period of time. So basically, you install a bot or you install a software, and this software starts learning from your skill sets, what are the daily activities you're doing, and it learns from the different mistakes that the system makes or that you as an individual are making. And after learning this one, it enhances the processes or it enhances what is required to be done. Now, again, the reason why this matters for finance professionals is because understanding what these tools can do and what they like can help you in making a judgment, a good judgment on which tools you would require to uh, be having in your organizations and which tools can help you to manage the risks effectively and to avoid costly mistakes. Because let us be clear that implementing these solutions are not that cheap, and small mistake can cost you a huge amount of money. Again, as finance professionals, you don't need to build these systems or you don't need to have the technical knowledge, but you must be able to govern and challenge the implementation of these tools within your organization. And for this reason, along with finance, the technical literacy is required. Saga, please, the next slide. Um, There's a lot of fear around AI, and when you're speaking with professionals or with different peoples, uh, especially people of my age group, they have this fear. I don't know if you've seen the movie Terminator or not, but they have this fear that bots are they're just going to take over the world and then they're going to start exterminating human beings. But the reality is not like that. Uh, for the time being. AI is exceptional in processing large data sets and identifying patterns and generating forecasts. At the same time, human beings excel at judgment, ethics, and making relationships and influencing one another. The future, as we discussed today, belongs between the conjunction of both of these skill sets. And if I can say that one or both of them rely on one another to enhance the future, I won't be wrong because this is what is required. AI alone cannot sustain itself, and human beings alone doing things what they're doing would be more time consuming, and they can make their life easier by using the AI technologies. So, the most effective finance professionals will start treating AI as a strategic system rather than a replacement. And let's put it like this: the competitive advantages that uh, a human being can bring from AI is the amplification of the insights by using the technology itself. So it's a core relationship between both technology and human beings. The next slide, please. Most of you, or if not all of you, would already have started seeing the AI transformation across different finance processes. Most common of the processes which is being automated or in which AI is being most effectively being used is the accounts payable efficiency. You must have seen that the touchless processing has come up where the invoice is sent by the supplier and the system using OCR technology is mapping the data and updating the ERP with the adjustment that is required without having any human intervention. And this is also reducing the risks and errors. And it is also freeing up the time for the AP accountants to do what is required from them, and which is the reconciliations or analyzing the data that they have, rather than just having to do the data entry. Fraud detection is also something in which AI tools are very effectively being used. Um, AI tools can be used to form a large set of data to see if there is any duplications or if there are any details which are being duplicated. An example might be that you have a supplier with different bank accounts, or that you have a same supplier having different bank accounts. And because the data set is so large, it becomes very difficult to get hold of these issues, um, or to identify the risks. And the third thing which we have seen where AI can be effectively used is advanced forecasting. Now, predictive analysis, as if you use it in the forecasting, im- improvement of accuracy of information is seen. And now, what is happening here is that if you're doing the forecasting, you must have seen that you open numerous Excel sheets in which you're inputting data. And then if you want to change one condition, you need to change that condition and the impact of that condition going to different types in order to reach to a conclusion. AI has resolved this issue in the way that you don't need to change all of this one. You can use AI to generate the same data set within a couple of minutes. And what is required from you is that you provide uh, the non-finance people the story of how this has changed. And at the same time, you're saving the time on processing the data, and the time that you're saving can be used for analysis, insights, and advisory. Another word which we have heard a lot nowadays is the generative AI. And generative AI refers mostly to the systems that can create new content rather than just analyze existing data. So generative AI, from the word that it generates uh, data from the existing data that you have, and it gives you new content, or it can give you new data set of new information rather than just analyzing what you have. You can use it to create reports. You can even use it to create financial plans. Or if you have a complex data set, you can even use it to summarize it for you. It do keep one thing in view that governance is essential. Uh, AI helps to accelerate the output. It saves you time, but at the end of the day, you do need a human being right now to be held accountable for the information which is being provided to the decision makers. Because whatever or how strong AI becomes as of today, we cannot we cannot hold AI accountable for the decision making which is being done by us. Maybe in the future, like Elon Musk was talking about the singularity, once it is achieved, we might be able to hold machines accountable. But till then, we are accountable for any data that is we are providing to the decision makers, or any insight that we get to the decision makers. If you use it collectively, AI enhances productivity without compromising integrity. Now, this is where careers will increasingly be differentiated. The new professional skill set requires finance professionals to be either finance business partners. They need them to be enhanced communicators and storytellers. They need finance professionals to be more strategic thinkers, and they need finance professionals to be more emotionally intelligent, when they're involved in the daily day-to-day activities with different people. So numbers alone do not drive decisions. but do keep in mind stories do. So how you can translate the numbers to the decision makers or to the shareholders or to the people who are going to make the decisions. These stories are what are going to assist in the decision making process, not the numbers, or not the huge data set summaries which are being provided by the system. So ChatGPT is available to everyone. The stakeholders can update the data and they can get the results. But at the end of the day, they do not have the professional judgment available with them that whatever is being provided to them as of today, how accurate is that information, how accurate that decision is based on what the AI is providing. So, being professionals in this field, like I said before, the technical literacy remains essential, but always remember that it's how you influence the decision maker, it's what's going to create the impact. Next slide, please. Sandhya. Now, this is one of the most important shifts in the profession. The movement from compliance-led finance to advisory-led finance, and with ESG at the center of that transition. Now, when we talk about finance advisory excellence, what is meant by advisory excellence? And when I say moving from compliance to business partners. So historically, if you look back, most of the accountants came from the mindset of accuracy, compliance, and reporting. But although the foundation itself remains critical, but it is no longer what's required to differentiate uh, where differentiation comes from. So, advisory excellence means moving beyond what happened to explaining why it happened, what it means, and what should happen next. Mm. And this mind shift is required, where instead of delivering the reports, you're facilitating the decisions, from answering the questions to asking better questions, and from a technical expert to becoming a trusted finance business partner. For small and medium enterprises in particular, owners do not want to look into complex models. They're looking for clarity, confidence, and directions. And finance professionals who can translate the numbers into clear, actionable items become indispensable. So, please go ahead, Sanya. The other part which we are discussing a lot is the ESG and the sustainability. In finance can act as value and impact guardians uh, in this regards. Because what ESG mostly complies, it's about risk, resilience, and long-term value creation. And again, finance profession are in this unique place that they take the data available where they can provide the assessments, the risks, and the materiality of the decision taking to be done. And ESG, like I said, it's something which is upcoming, and eh, it's a requirement for the future of, of humanity and large, and for the organizations as well. And here is a ESG readiness assessment, and honestly speaking, like we will have people who are listening to this, um, who are listening to this talk, is that they might be new to this concept of ESG, or we might have people who are very confident that they are implementing ESG in their day-to-day activities. Now, when I'm talking about ESG confidence or ESG frameworks, you must have heard that there are ISSB standards, S1, S2, which have been launched, and these are the global standards which will be used for sustainability reporting going forwards. Uh, the key point here is that the financial materiality. how sustainability issues affect enterprise values. Uh, because with all the global change happening around us, the new generation or the Gen Z, whom we call it, they're more becoming uh, aware of the issues that are there, and they want to see how the organizations are helping in making sure that the global uh, warming issues are being resolved. So you might even see going forward that the sustainability risks, which we right now do not matter a lot, in the future, these could be a huge decision-making factor for the organizations. Because right now, although the investment in sustainable products or sustainability is not on the top of the list, but seeing what is happening across globally, these things are going to be taken into consideration because they are going to impact the balance sheet and the P&L of organizations. Now, when we talk about technology and ESG and their expansion, and the ethical responsibility increases for us as professionals, as accounting and finance professionals. Because AI raises the issue of bias, privacy, and transparency, and ESG disclosures carry reputation and regulatory risks. Uh, CFOs and finance professionals must lead. They need to establish the controls. They need to ensure the integrity. They need to ensure that the greenwashing is not being done. Because and let's face it, currently as we speak, most of the ESG exercises that are even being done are mostly tick marks or tick the boxes. And we need to make sure that it just does not become another checklist for us, which we need to just fill it off at the end of a given period, and because it's a reporting requirement. And so we just need to be ethically aware that whatever we are doing it in the best interest of the organization and of the different stakeholders involved, not just the shareholders of the organization. And this is the foundation of the professional tools. So we really need to make sure that we are well aware of what is happening around us and how we are inputting over professionalism into it by creating a lasting impact across the globe in this special subject. Now, if we go to the next slide, now this model is bringing everything together. So when I talk about the future ready finance professionals, there are four interconnected capabilities in which we need to be interrelated, or you can say that these are the four strength areas where we need to focus on. So, and these are the technical, the digital, the advisory, and the ESC. If you can see that somewhere all of these are interrelated with one another. So, if there is weakness in one area, it's going to limit effectiveness in the other areas. And the goal here is to have a balance across all of these four areas. Uh, and I would really suggest that you use this framework to assess yourself, your team, and your organization to see where are you lacking in these areas and how you can improve and how you can enhance your skills to make sure that the balance is being maintained. Can we go to the next slide, sir? All right. And now, if I say that all of the insights that I have given you and that there is no call to action to those insights, then it has no value. So, what should your action plan be for 2026 and going forward? First thing that you need to do is you need to commit to a lifelong learning. CPDs, It's not just a compliance requirement, it's actually a differentiating factor between you and the person who is not related to any professional bodies. You can start small. You don't need to go for huge AI models out there, but you do need to have those baby steps working from today, so you can reach to a level where you do have the technical expertise required to make the right judgments. And the best thing that you can do is you can leverage the IFA resources which are available. And the most important thing is that progress matters more than the perfection. Sometimes we have this mindset that being professionals in accounting and finance, that we need to be perfectionist in everything, or that anything which we deliver needs to be perfect to the core. But we really need to change this mindset. Instead of being perfectionists, you need to uh, progress. You need to start your progress today, no matter how small it is. You need to keep on doing those little things in order to reach the final stage where you want to be. Now, I'll just close off this call and I'll hand back to Salman. It's a simple challenge, actually. Set one 90-day goal today. So take one action. And in order to do this, the first thing you need to do is you need to identify the gap where you see that you're lacking, and then set up a schedule on a daily basis where you're trying to enhance that skill set. But the best thing you can do is write it down. You can share it with your peers, with your colleagues, with your friends, and then you commit to it. In the end, I would say that the future ready finance profession is not the one who knows the most, but it will be the one who knows how to adapt the fastest. So the adaptability here is the key. It's not your skill set or the knowledge that you have as of today, but how quickly you can adapt to the future skill sets requires. That is one of the most key differentiating factors, and one of the most important things that you can um, enhance about yourselves. That be flexible, be adaptable to what comes tomorrow, and you will be ready for anything. You will be ready to tackle anything that comes to your way. Thank you for your time, and back to Salman.
Um, thank you so much, Mudassir. It was really insightful. So now I would like the participants, if they have any further questions or if they would like to add something about the topic. So we are available here, and please either type your question in Q&A or in chat, or if you need, please raise your hand. I can open up a mic for you. So we are open for question answer session.
And if till someone asks a question, I just want to ask the people here: how many of you are actually using the new AI tools in your day-to-day activities? Yeah, if someone can respond. Like for me, I have found it to be very helpful. On a daily basis, I'm using something. So if I have a presentation to be made, I'm using different language models, which is Gemini, ChatGPT, or even Copilot, which is entered into the Microsoft tools that we have. So it's either a presentation, or I want to have some technical discussion with myself rather than opening books and going through hundreds of pages. AI has really summarized the things for me. So I just wanted to know, people on this webinar, that how many of you are using tools on your daily basis, and what would be one tool which you can guide other people on, that if they use it, it would make their life easy, or it would be helpful in their day-to-day activities.
Yeah, everyone's chat is open, and you can type. Yeah, so we have a question, which AI tool is good? And in the chat, we have another question, Mudassir.
So,
How
when
would,
you're saying which AI
yeah.
tool is good, it depends on your requirements. So
Hmm.
if you need something uh, for research purposes, you can use Gemini or ChatGPT. But if you're looking for something where you need to make presentations, so Gamma AI is one of the tools which I'm using. But there are different tools available. Now, one of the tool which I would like to mention to everyone here is the two please don't try it out. It's called Note LLM. It's based on it's the Google platform. So what this tool does is, and how it's differentiated from other tools, is that it accesses only the information that you need. So if you have a folder or if you have a book and you want only to make notes from that book or you want to make a presentation from a YouTube video, this is going to help you a lot. So the tool is no problem. I find it very interesting that you can even use a YouTube link. You can paste it there and you can ask it to make slides or to make a summary from the video. And it helps in generating a summary for you from the video itself. It even helps you creating audio notes from different resources that you want uh, like to keep to it. So if you have a book and you want to create an audio book or you want to summarize audio format, it can help you. From the second one is how would we use AI for financial reporting purposes in the bank and how our data is available. What happens is AI currently it's open source. So whatever information you're going to update or input in any of the tools, it's going to be available to the public one way or the other. Usually, what happens is when it comes to bank or financial institutes, they have their own servers. And what I'm aware of is that most of the organizations are now working on tools which are going to be specifically serving their needs. And this data that they're going to upload to this tool, it's not going to be available to the public. It's going to be in a secure network or it's going to be in a secure server. For your question for the banks and for other financial institutes in which the data is very confidential, but I believe you need to speak with your organization and they can help you in coming up with a solution uh, which is within the servers of the organization and it's not available to the public. Mm. Yes. Now for Perplexity, I haven't used it that much, but it's a good tool as well. So if it's fulfilling your needs, why not? The thing is, all these tools are now in their initial phases. So don't just rely on one tool. Always do your research on multiple tools. Like if you're asking something in OpenAI and it gives you a response, do take this response and challenge it in Gemini or Copilot. And you'll be surprised that how many times one of the tool is giving you a response and it's mostly hallucinated and when I say hallucination, it means that any tool is generating resources on its own and it's giving you numbers and figures without any uh, actual resources. So it's always good to whatever response that you're getting, you do cross verify it in another language model. Okay, Gemini is a first producer tool for complex regulations. How specifically applies chat as similar it doesn't request component check, but it must have right direction. To be honest with you, it's amazing. And what I have found is that even if you ask them to give you a check checklist. The tools they can actually give you a checklist, and they mention the specific clause within the IFRS which is required to be fulfilled. So yes, it's good. I have used Gemini, And I'm using Copilot as well for research on IFRS. And I find that the Copilot is more easier for me because it's already interlinked with my Microsoft tools. So I don't need to have a different tool to use this one. I can use my Word or my Excel sheet, and the Copilot is within Microsoft Word or Excel. And it's most convenient to use that tool within there rather than having to copy paste from this.
Yeah, I think still a few participants would have joined my link, and I can see rather their name, my name. So I request them to please rename at least for the sake of attendance purpose, because once you will be requesting us the certificates or confirmation, so I would have a right attendance list. Someone would have raised his hand, so I'm allowing that member to talk. Again, I think a wrong name, but I have opened up the speaker here. Yes, whosoever has raised his hand, please, you can speak.
Hello, good evening. My name is Amir Siddiqui. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak. Mr. Farooq, it was very good, the lecture on AI, topic. I've got one issue is that I've got two questions basically to ask. How accurate do you think the AI is? And number two, I have a problem actually. The problem I've got is when I'm asking my juniors to come up with the ideas, especially the young generations. They normally use AI, and the problem have happen is, when we're having a board meeting, uh, when we bring these juniors into the meeting, um, because they use the AI during the meetings, they just go completely blank because they're so dependent on the AI at the moment. How can we solve this problem? We can use the AI as a guidance, uh, but also we need to be, using our own initiatives as well. What do you see? How do you see that actually?
Sorry, what was the first part of your question?
The first part of the question was the AI, when I'm using it, because I've got over like 25 years of experience now. Sometimes what I notice is, when we're doing some text calculations, AI seems to give the wrong answers to that.
Okay,
Um,
all right, okay. So yeah,
yeah,
we this issue is there. Like I've said, AI it's still in its early phases, and it has a lot of learning to do. You will be surprised that you ask a question to AI which you know the facts about and how confidently it will give you a response about it, and it's going to be completely wrong. This is going to take some time. Like slowly but steadily, they are learning the LLM models, they are learning from their mistakes. And hopefully, within next few months or years, you will have the accuracy which is required. But right now, this is why we as finance professionals are still relevant because at the end of the day, we are the people who need to make sure that whatever information is coming from AI, it's accurate and it's as per the requirements of the standards or we are going to validate the accuracy because the tools are still not 100% accurate. Now, for the second part is I can totally feel your pain, and I feel this pain because my children are using AI tools, and I've fed up of them doing their homework using AI tools. But this is the harsh reality of life. With the AI, fortunately, the tasks have become easier to be done. The creativity has gone from man to machine. But on the aspect of the things, human beings are going becoming dumber. Their creativity skills are going to be reduced. And like you pointed out, that once you bring a person in front of you or you have a discussion without any tool, they're totally blank. And the reason for this blankness is it's the exposure and the experience. An individual having 25 years of experience like yourself, and if I'm going to sit down and have a chat with them, with or without any tool, they can give me advice which I might not have come up by myself. But with the new generation, number one, their attention span is very limited, so they do not have the time to listen to the complete historic background. And secondly, they don't want to use their minds, and likely because the tools available at their fingertips. Someone asking me a question and I'm giving them an opinion which is a unilateral opinion. They can just go online and get a multilateral opinion by just typing in a question. So it's the ease of use, firstly, and secondly, the speed with which they are able to get the response. So fortunately or unfortunately, this is the reality which we need to live with. That the future generations are going to be completely reliant on these tools, and I do not see any way around it because even me as an individual who was working without these tools is now finding these tools to be very extremely relevant in the day-to-day activities, especially when it comes to reducing the time. So time reduction is there. Like anything which was requiring me to take maybe an hour or 2 hours to finish, I can use the tool to just do it in a couple of minutes. Accuracy of information is not there, but at the same time, different tasks like preparing presentations where you don't need accuracy, you just need someone to be creative and to give you a good output. The tools are doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah, thank you, Mudassar. I think if I share my experience, like as Amir mentioned that sometimes tools are giving you the wrong answers, whereas as a finance we know the right answers. I tried this way, and I think um, and I corrected the AI tool, and the next time I got the right answer. So basically, I think as an experienced finance, it's our responsibility as well. Whenever the tools are providing us the wrong answers or wrong feedback, so we can correct and accordingly next time. I think that the tools are learning and providing us the right feedback as well, I believe.
Yes, I totally agree with you. It is our responsibility to rectify the errors which we see. I would like to go a step ahead and say that if finance professionals having experience in this field, they do spend time with these tools on a daily basis, and they try to find the errors and they try to fix it. So after a couple of sessions, the tool will be more accurate.
Yep. So any other question from the participants? Either raise your hand or you can ask in the chat. We are almost on time. Otherwise, we can wrap up. Hmm. Uh, so I think there, due to some technical glitch, the link is not working perfectly for everyone. Um, okay. So I believe no more question. Okay, I think we can use Gen AI. Okay. I think no further question I can see in the chat box. Um, so I wanted to extend my sincere appreciation for to Mudassar for your engaging presentation during the research webinar today, which is on the topic Future Ready Finance Skills. Your insights on the topic were particularly valuable and have given us, I believe I can say me as well as the participant, a fresh perspective on the topic. So thank you so much for sharing your expertise so generously, and it was a pleasure to learn from you. And I look forward to applying the skills which you referred us in my day to day, or so that I could have learned more. Um, and with regards to our participants, thank you so much for your presence and contribution from the different participants. and it's truly appreciated and added a great value to our discussion. Um, on these comments, I would like to conclude the session. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Mudassar, and thank you, Salia. Goodbye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.